Welcome back, everybody. It's me again, it's Brothermutant. We're going on with our Eldritch, what you call him, McStabby. What's his name? I forget. We'll get into it and find out. Let's get into the campaign, though, shall we? All right, we load the next one, and I'm going to be quiet while they talk because there's a little bit of voiceover in this game, which I do kind of like. I'm glad they don't do a lot of it, though.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
That was not what she said. You lied. I'm just kidding. That is going to be one of your characters. This is the bard that will join you short term at least. And you will enjoy having Lizzie on your team. She does help quite a bit. Let's continue, shall we? God, this is stunningly gorgeous.
Where are they? This is taking forever! They didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
Bunch of snobby jerks, I bet.
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
He ain't lying, neither. I do like that they've added the tooltips so you don't have to get the information dump if you don't want it. You just hover over it, and it tells you more information. If you right-click it, you can scroll if you need to, if there's more information that's up and down. That usually works pretty good. But you don't have to read this. You can if you want to. It gives you the lore. A lot of people that really get into this game want to know everything about it. And there's good information in there, too. So by all means, do look at it. I'm just going to skip by some of them, though.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Yeah, you shut it, Tortuccio.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Yeah, shh.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Salimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
Thank you for having me.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless. Exactly what Restov needs.
The mayor, a middle-aged man with bushy sideburns and a monocle, wears a beaming smile. And apparently he's faceless. One of the things I do like and don't like about this game, I love the portraits, but the lack of portraits is kind of a bummer. Now I know that that's going to be modded in. They'll add that as a patch. Or some people not better than the devs, more interested in having more pictures than the devs, will find ways to make mods that you guys can download. I got my game from Steam. Other people can get this from Good Old Games, by the way. As far as I know, those are the two main places that you can download them. And the devs seem to be extremely responsive to fixing things. They're very happy that people are buying their game, and they want to make sure you come back. I've actually purchased, because it's the kind of game I like, the seasonal pass, which will allow me to have all 3 DLCs that they're going to at least make 3 of. I'll get them for free, quote unquote, if I paid for them in advance.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder.
Break it down for you real quick. Basically, the territory is hazardous. Any one of us that makes a team and takes it over, we get to be Baron if we succeed. In a nutshell, and they will back our play. It's their way of basically saying thank you for getting rid of some problems, which you'll see here in a moment.
Unfortunately, One serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
You just set up just like something in D&D, right? Just go over there and lop that guy's head off and bring it back to me in a sack, and I'll make you king. Sweet. Now here's your chances to interact with the characters that are setting all this up. The leaders of the Restov, I think is what the name of this land is. And we can talk to them about the fact that there's a team who gets to be the Baron. Obviously, it's your character. Now, spoiler it for you right now. Some people will argue with you over that point, but whatever, that's on them. Why not just recognize the Stag Lord as Baron? Well, because he is a D-bag, and we don't like him, and he's basically a butt. So we're going to get rid of the Stag Lord, and I want to be Baron. So stop asking dumb questions. You're helping us found a barony? What do you gain from such generosity? Besides obviously getting rid of the Stag Lord, which they hate, they get to be kind of the power behind the throne, is my impersonation of this. They will tell you more if you ask. And what rewards can we expect exactly if you want to be that greedy jerk that I am? And I am. So let's find out.
And what reward would you seek beyond a noble title and your own lands?
Money. I seek money. What do you think I'm asking? Man.
We'll absorb the costs of preparing and equipping your expedition.
Thank you.
Once you return victorious, Restov will also allocate you a significant sum to provide financial support for you to establish your country. Essentially, we'll help you build your capital. I hope such a reward is satisfactory.
Yes, it will be. Thank you.
Words, words, words. Significant, financial. I can't fill my belly with pretty words.
Of course. There will also be an official banquet held in your honor. All of Rostov's high society will gather to celebrate your feat.
Well, latte das, little girl. What do I care about high society? I want food and I want money, and give it to me.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, you tell them, Miri. We could ask more stuff. I don't think any of this gives you XP. I could be wrong, but by and large, I've gone through it before, so I really don't want to waste my time doing it again. I want to get into the fighting, so you guys can actually see some gameplay for a change. So if you just want to skip past all this stuff and just hit 5 hits, clear as day.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet. Go, and return in triumph.
Is it me, or does he sound like Stan Lee back in the day, man? He's got that same type of voice. And by the way there, Stan Lee, the flare in my eyes, that's cataracts, buddy. I hate to tell you. You know, I am getting old. But whatever, Joseph. Anyway, now's our chance to make break. Quick chat.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
I'm sure we will. Just wait. We've plenty of great feats in store.
I have no doubt. Kind of related, I wanted to ask you something.
Sorry, Lindsay, I don't swing that way. I am single, however, you come up to my kneecap. I'm just saying. Nothing wrong with it. Everyone likes a shorty. Just saying, I need you to be this tall to ride this ride.
How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is Barons wear. It doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
That's what you meant. This is awkward. Yeah, that Tortuccio guy, I don't remember him. There's a book.
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain.
No, man, it sounds like you're spying on me. I'm just saying you're following me around already. It's kind of weird.
You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly?
Yeah, she makes a good point. You should totally be my bard.
And then I thought, I could be that bard.
See? We're
I
thinking
just
alike.
needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tortuccio? No way.
What about that barbarian? Amiri. She looks pretty heroic. I think her name's Amiri.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. You can tell she could tear a bear's head off with her bare hands, but she kind of scares me just a little. But, I mean, her sword's twice as big as I am. She could cut me down without even noticing. Just think on it a bit, alright? I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
Outstanding. Bad Lindsay. Everything that you'll see in your journal is written by Lindsay, by the way. Pause it real quick. Pop open the journal by pressing J. And I'm going to close this out. Leave the hall. This is basically like letting you know what is your next step. What are you going to do? Da 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 da. And you can look through them. But basically, as you read these things, you'll realize that it's Lindsay that's writing them all. And I think that continues even if she's not on your team, which seems kind of weird. But again, she is your bard, quote unquote. Even if you tell her to piss off, she still writes for you. So, yeah, I would never do that because she's actually extremely helpful. Now, you can actually, unpause it, go talk to people. It doesn't do you a whole lot of good. They just give you some general info, letting you know that you should get to bed, or, you know, hey, I'm going to be the Baron or the Baroness, and screw you, you're clearly a loser. Here's Tartuccio. Tomorrow our glorious journey begins. Are you ready? I hope so. I don't need layabouts on my team. It says it's your team, buddy boy. You got a Amiri. Here's a sword-swinging barbarian. Finally, the idle talk's over. Can't wait to set out. Yeah. Here's Harem. He's going to join you short term, at least too. He is a cleric who is gloom and doom personified. And of course, little pop-up tooltips are going to happen. Now, before, I'm going to give you a little hint here, fellas. Before you go here, and gals, fellas and gals, gals and fellas, if you have a spell book, press B. Look at the spells they gave you. It may not be the spells you want to take with you to bed, because remember, this is my limit. I only get 2 of those a day, and if I can't take a knee, which you cannot do in the tutorial, this is what you're going to get. So pick the ones you want, and I know what ones I want. I want mage armor, at least, because that 1 hour buff, that +4 armor class, by casting that on me, is epically huge, guys. I cannot emphasize this enough, especially if you're doing the hard difficulty and you're playing this type of a caster or a weak, quote-unquote, character at level 1. Not that anyone else is going to be much better off in hard level, but at least they got armor, and you got what? You got a spell, and it picked a stupid one for you with color spray. So I'd rather get this one. I could just as easily grab it twice. Buff me, buff Lindsay, and we're mean motor scooters. You get the idea. Matter of fact, that's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea, because that magic missile ain't going to do piss all. Memorize that one too. Okay, I just convinced myself. Now remember, I do have other spells, and unlimited uses of these other spells. And while many of these aren't going to be combat friendly, Flare is kind of helpful. Daze sucks balls. Light is just nice to have. Acid Splash, Jolt, and Ray of Frost are your go-tos. Disrupt Undead if you have an undead to swing at. Do not use this against an undead ally. There is one in the game, and she will not like it. Touch of Fatigue, I've never really found the use for, but Fatigue, just so you know, in this game, gives you, for your character anyway, when you get fatigued, you get like a -2 to Strength and -2 to Dex. That's a decrease to their basically a chance to hit you, whether it's ranged or melee. They're taking a -1 hit. And they're taking a -1 damage if it's melee because their strength's going down 2 points. And their armor class goes down 1 because their more likely than not, because their dexterity is going down 2 points. So again, a good spell. I don't know if I'd want to be casting it on the thick of things in range. That would be different. This is a touch attack, a melee touch attack, which I excel at, but I'd rather excel at shooting their face off. So, up to you guys. Notice your spell failure chance. Mine's at 0, which means I'm not wearing anything that's going to conflict with my arcane spell casting ability. That's key and important. Get out of here real quick. Show my inventory to prove to you why. I'm not wearing nothing. Despite my clothes are just clothes. I do have weapons. I have a short sword. I have a light crossbow. And I now have an ever-burning torch. Like it sounds, it will never wear out. Does 2 to 4 damage, 1 to 3 bludgeoning damage, and a +1 fire damage. Is those attacks when you need something to be set on fire? Troll. This comes in handy. So, do not lose these things. Do not sell these things. You probably want to keep these things. You get the idea. Now, we'll get out of there, and I'm going to set up my spells up here first, because I hate not having spells where they need to be. So we're going to take all these ones. Acid Splash, Ray of Frost, Jolt. I have, where's my Disrupt Undead is the next one. Touch of Fatigue is useful. I'll take Flare for the win, and Daze, can throw that in the trash. I want to put the buffs on this side, so that's light spell. It's not a real buff, but you get the idea. And resistance. I don't have anything other than those on the positive side. For those, once I take a knee, which means I go to bed, I'll get my mage armor back. 2 of them. 1 for me, 1 for good old Linz, or whoever else I decide to give it to. I haven't decided it should be Lindsay yet. I should, though, because she helps. She's just not a very good swinger. Sorry, that came out sounding wrong. She's not very good at swinging a weapon. She's good at missing a lot. So, maybe someone else that's a meleeer that will join us would benefit from having mage armor than her. And I could be convinced to switch over to short sword. Matter of fact, let's just do that right now, because we're going to get into a melee fight here almost immediately. Always shut off the AI. You're probably better, except for the lower level difficulty, you're probably better having the AI off and just manually controlling every character into doing what you want. It's almost turn-based anyway, so you almost really want to. With that, though, let's get into it, shall we? Alright, taking a little sleepy sleep, and look what happens. Lindsay bursts into your room. She looks scared. Her face is smeared with soot, and she holds a weapon in her hands. She's coming right for me! Oh, wait, no. What's going on?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers, or we'll all be cut down one by one.
She makes a good point. Ah, as if to lend credence to Lindsay's words, a scream echoes from the hallway. Go get him, Lindsay! This is how the tutorial starts every time, guys. So, you're going to get used to this stuff. They give you pop-up tooltips, explain their dice roll system. They're usually based on a D20 roll, but not always. How to pause and unpause your general combat. Initiative, very important. Highly suggest you read and understand this. I will point it out over here in the combat log, but it'll be important because it determines who attacks first. Doesn't matter if he sees you first. If you're both noticing each other at the same time, you both have an equal chance to swing first. If I notice you and you don't see me, then I get free first shot, which is kind of sweet and very important. But anything that makes your initiative go up, you kind of want. That's dexterity and several feats, by the way. So initiative is important. Next. Attack rolls, how that works. Dodge rolls, how those work. For the amount of damage that you deal. Again, stuff that can be found in the combat log. The armor class of you, your target, how it plays. Notice also that when you do like a ranged touch attack, and I swing and miss or hit, I can highlight it and it will tell me what the armor class of my target was. So I can decide, am I always going to miss? Am I never going to hit with even a 20? Matter of fact, I think this game, with a 20, natural roll of a 20, I think you have to hit. I think they automatically let you hit the target, even on the harder difficulties. But that's still pretty goddamn hard to get that 20 every time.
Enemy approaching.
Alright, now, with that, we have this. Now notice, we have an initiative check. I got a 22. He didn't get no 22. He got a 1, because he rolled a 4, and he has a -3 modifier. More likely than not, that's because his dexterity is giving him a -3, so not a bonus, but a penalty. So that means his dexterity is like 4 or 6 or something like that. So he's a terrible assassin. Those numbers, by the way, would be much different if you were doing hard difficulty. Hard, it gets a natural +4 on like everything. That's strength, dex, saving throw rolls, armor class, and I even think initiative. So you'll see them hitting you first. You'll see them doing max damage. You'll see them hitting you even with like 23 plus armor on. They're still going to crit you and just piss you off. So hard is hard. Do not kid yourself. That's why safe scumming is allowed as far as I'm concerned. Now I'm going to swing at him. Notice I have a pause. You see the 7.0 above me? Because guess what? I don't have my weapon in my hand. Also, he has a 3.5 pause, which means in 3.5 seconds he's going to probably do something. So even though his initiative is lower than mine, he's still probably going to get first swing at me. There it is. My turn. Boom. Suck it, loser. Alright, this just lets you know you can pick up stuff from the bodies. Loot corpses. It's always fun. I scroll back up. Let's actually make this a little bigger. I want you to see some stuff here. So here's, he attacks me. His attack roll was a 14, which is a 17 and a -3 modifier, which means his strength probably sucks balls too, because it was a melee attack. His target armor class for me was 14, right? Because my armor class is 10. Everyone gets a base value 10 plus or minus your bonuses or your penalties. My bonus is my dex plus 4. That's why it's 14. Guess what I didn't have on me? Mage armor. That's another plus 4. That would have put me at 18, guys. That would have mean if I had that active, he would have missed me. Notice how I have that down here. Now, I am going to cast that. Got left click it, sorry, and cast it on my portrait. You'll notice the buff right there. And I love how it has the timer, guys. That works in game. It works on savings, it works on pauses. You will see the timer go down. You pause it, it stops. So you do have now an hour to be awesomeness. Go to my character sheet and you'll even see it. 18. Notice how my flat-footed goes to 14 because of the mage armor. I lose the dex bonus, but I still have my +4 magical armor. That helps. Same with touch attacks. Touch attacks, dexterity matters. Armor does not, because all they have to do is touch you. Remember, they can touch your shield, you can touch your armor, they can touch whatever. As long as they touch you, they hit with their attacks. So your touch attacks are more likely to hit than your regular weapon swings, which is why wizards, or casters, their ranged demon attackers or melee touch attackers have a better chance of hitting their target. Well, thank God, because we need it. Every advantage we can get to get leveled up. Alright, point is, we got that. Now, let's look at our inventory. I could swap out a dagger. I don't want to. I always usually do price in descending order, so I keep the expensive stuff on top, the cheaper stuff if I need to drop it because of weight, for instance. Notice my party weight down here. I'm the only one in the party, so we don't have a very high number that we can have before we start dragging ass. When I start getting more teammates, you'll see that number go up. I'm coming outside. There's Lindsay. It says they're already here. Follow me quickly.
All according to plan.
I don't know. I'm going over here, and I'm going to grab that stuff and see the dead body. No, I'm sorry you got killed in your sleep. And you had pointing ears. If I had a high enough perception and there was something in this room, you would see or hear your character more likely than not say, hey, look at this, or oh, what the hell's that? And you should see it highlighted in purple. We'll see that in the tutorial later. I point that out because there may be stuff in here and I just can't see it because my perception is just too damn low. Alright, she's up here. There's something up that way she's telling you, but I want to go back here and pilfer some stuff first. Remember, I am a thief. First and foremost, so I'm going to be looting the bodies. All the bodies. Everybody. Collect all. Now, here's something very cool about this class that I'm playing right now. Pause it real quick. Remember, I have a melee weapon. Notice my attack bonus with it. +4. I'm getting a base attack bonus of +0 because I'm a rogue. I'm that mid-level. This is so much like Neverwinter Nights 2, guys. You have no idea. So, I will progress nothing on the first level, and then for the next 3 levels, I should get a +1 to my base attack bonus. So at level 2, it'll be +1. Level 3, it'll be +2. Level 4, it'll be +3. Then at level 5, it resets again. I get nothing, so it stays at +3. Then it goes 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. You get the idea. That's the middle base attack bonus team. Those are like your rogues and your clerics, I want to say. The straight up fighty fights. They have a base attack bonus of +1 at every damn level. So your fighters, your barbarians, paladins, I think, rangers are even in there probably. The monks, I think. No, monks are not. Monks are in the middle like me. But the fighter fights, they get 1 every level. So you can go to level 20 and you'll see their BAB is +20. That's huge. Now that don't mean that you're going to hit every time, but that's why fighter types are so good at hitting stuff, not including their high strength more likely than not. I'm benefiting on the fact that I have weapon finesse, so I got +4 for that. My bow, my crossbow, would be getting the dexterity bonus just because it's a ranged attack. Ranged attack benefit from dex again, so I would still be at +4 with my bow. So either weapon I use, I'm rocking the same attack chance. Having said that, shooting at distance is definitely better. They can't run to you and hit you if they're running up with a sword and you're shooting them in the face with a crossbow bolt. So kind of digging it. So I should be using the bow. However, now here's where it gets tricky. Let me show you something else. Inventory. I am getting a 1d8 damage, piercing damage, that's important, from a crossbow. I'm getting 1d6 damage, that's slashing, from a short sword. So clearly the bow's better, more likely to do more damage, and I can do it at range. I crit on a natural 19 or 20, and I'll do twice the damage. On this one, I'll crit on a 19 or 20, and again, I'll do twice the damage. So again, same, still the better weapon. However, I have ranged abilities in spells, so I could just as easily Acid Splash him in the face. Yes, it doesn't do as much damage, but, 1d3, but I'm more likely to hit with my magic spells than I am with my bow. Why? It's still a +4, right? Still firing off my dex. Yes, that's true, but it's a ranged touch attack. Go back to my sheet. Look at my ranged touch attack armor versus my regular armor. If he shot me with a bow, I would have an 18 for armor class. If he shot me with a acid splash, I would only have 14, guys. See the difference? So technically, if I want to hit, not necessarily kill, I mean, that'll happen over enough times you hit him, but if I really just need to, not guarantee that I'm going to hit, but increase my hit chance, I want the best attack bonus. My best attack bonus will come from my ray spells, or my melee touch attack spells, because it'll key off of their touch attack armor, which is almost always the same or less than the best armor they got, right? So my best shot is going to be using those spells, which you're going to see because I'm going to start zipping guys with beams all over left and right. They got someone. We need to help. Look, they're running. Get them. What shall I do with this one who's on his knees groveling at his feet? We'll finish it later. He won't get away. Alright, so now here we go. We pause our combat. Lindsay, if you hover over her, you can see what she's going to attack. You can see who's going to attack her as well. For whatever reason, they're shooting cross to each other. Why they're not shooting the guy directly in front of them, I don't freaking know. But that means she's shooting him, which means she might get lucky and kill him. I can swing at this guy. Now notice the... Where is it? Initiative check. I have a 24. I go first. Lindsay rocking a 16. Assassin number 2 is rocking a 17. Assassin number 1 is rocking a 12. How do I know who's who? He has a 2.2. He has a 4.7. He's the one that rolled the 17. He's the one that rolled the 12. So he will roll last. And since spells are awesome and you just cast the damn things, I can just start zipping guys. So let's do a jolt to this one. I don't want Lindsay to miss her target, and I don't want to steal her target from her. I don't want to be a kill stealer. So, boom, hit him for 4. How did that work? Ooh, I got +1 damage. Oh, I had to think about why I got +1 damage. I have point blank shot. In your face. Almost killed him too. And I'm going to put this on auto. If you highlight it like that, this will be what I always do in combat. It's like a toggle.
A calculated risk.
Suck it.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory.
If you're going to lead me to victory, you might want to get up off your knees, bro.
Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the stolen lands. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
We got a present. Tartuccio's present. Alright, now we have a team. Loot some bodies. For now. Now, look at that present he gave us. What is that? Tartuccio's present, a fancy golden signet ring with an intricate monogram, a personal gift from Tartuccio to Mr. Stabbington. Wearing this item grants a +1 bonus to armor class. This is a deflection bonus that does not stack with other deflection bonuses. So if you have a spell, other armor that says +2 to deflection, they won't stack. That's what they're telling you here. I shouldn't have that because mage armor is armor. So it should work. So 18 should go to 19, and these should probably both go to 15. Let's find out. Double click it. Boom! A meaty 19 armor class. For frame of reference, leather armor, if I had no dex, or sorry, dex of 10, neutral dex, no plus, no minus. If you had a dex of 10 or 11, and you had leather armor, you'd have an armor class of 12. If you had studded leather, it's 13. If you had chain shirt, I want to say that's a +4, so that'd be 14. I want to say plate armor would put you at 19. So technically I'm rocking the equivalent of plate armor as a wizard. Biatch! I'm sorry, rogue. Sorry, not wizard. Whatever, you know what I mean. Point is, I'm badass. Now we have price in descending order. Once we have daggers, they're all the same dagger. Nothing fancy. They're all worth a gold. If I sell them, they're all weigh a pound. So nothing fancy. They're getting our weight up, but you notice my weight increased because I have 3 party members, me and 2 others. Our strengths are all additive for this part. Now I may be overweight, or she may be overweight, because they can only carry so much. Oh look, Torticcio hold my potions for me. Thanks, bro. Kind of you. Hey, Linz, here's a potion boy. I'll take that one. Nice of them to not let her take damage in that fight, by the way. She did not die. She took a hit, and she doesn't have any health lost. I took a hit. I lost a point. No biggie. She's actually doing better than I am for health right now. Tortuccio's doing better than me for health right now, so not much to say about that. But we have her on the team, and we can give her stuff. She could use a melee weapon. Notice how her attack goes down to 0 because of her strength, but also because of her size. Size +1, strength -1. They all negate each other out. So she's just as likely to hit as she is with any other weapon at this point. This goes up to +4, and you may think, well, dude, clearly Brothermutant, a +4 is the way to go here. Yes and no. She does not have point blank shot. She does not have precise shot. So when she gets to shooting at guys, and I'll show it to you in the combat log, she will get a -4 penalty to shooting guys in melee range. I'll be the guy in melee range. I don't mind that. These guys can't take that beating, and I have better armor than the both of them combined. So he's rocking a 13. She's got a 16. Actually, that's pretty good. She can even do better than that. Matter of fact, let's do that. Chain shirt. She's rocking an 18 now. She's actually doing pretty good. If I cast that spell on her, that'd give her a +4. She'd be at 22 armor class. She's not really good at melee, though. I mean, I would if I could get her to convince, you know, like if she had a weapon finesse or something where she had a good chance at swinging at somebody, or her strength didn't suck ass, I'd totally make her do that. I think I'll just leave her the way she is. I am going to give her this, though, just in case she needs to set things on fire. You never know. Better to have it there now than not. She can't use the longbow, neither can Cartuccio. He don't need a dagger because he sucks even worse than she does. His strength's even worse. She could smack him around for days. It's just funny. And I don't need a dagger because I got a short sword. So we'll just leave those there for now. Alright. I'll be the meleeer. I mean, I don't mind. I'm not great at it, but I'm better than they are. Companions, letting you know how to individually select them. Just click on the portrait. It's just easier. You can click on them correctly, but I usually just highlight them all. Loot some stuff. Alright, now we are in a formation that I do not like. That formation is better for me. The spearhead formation. Notice how I'm first, then Lindsay, then Tertuccio. If you go to this, you can see the location. If you want to switch them around, I can either drag them this way, or it's just easier, swap them around. Oh, look, he needs to be in the front. There he is, he's in the front. Oh, wait, now he's in the back. And that's an easier way of doing it than shuffling it all around here. If you want to do actual formations, like battle tactics and stuff, you know, like spread them out or whatever, you can totally do that. And they will behave. But this is good enough for now. If you want to position yourself, like say, here's a door. We want to face the door instead of just, pause the game here. If I wanted to face the door, right now these guys are going to all face down the hallway. Let me stand right in front of the door. I could get shot left and right. If I want to face the door, use your right mouse, hold it, see where the arrow is, make your cock and ball penises point that way, and now my character's facing that way, and so will these two. I don't want to do that.
That is not far.
Because that could be dangerous. I'm going to sneak a little. First, we're going to save, and unlike you guys who probably do quick saves, I actually save. I don't like quick saving. I like seeing the file name. I like knowing that it's there. Now, Lindsay needs to be able to sneak thief. We're shutting off the AI. The sneak thief ability, stealth, in this game is this little icon here. Click it, and she's going to sneak up quite like. And see, we have an assassin. Alright, so we know we got at least, oh, looks like another one too. At least 2 assassins up in there. I'm going to shut off the sneaking ability. And we're going to sneak with him. He probably sucks at it, but whatever. He does have something going for him that she doesn't. An auto hit spell. Now Tertuccio could use, I could use a ray, I could use any of these things, but he suffers that same penalty to ranged attacks that she does. Because he doesn't have point blank shot, he doesn't have the precise shot, so his ray spells have a worse chance to hit than most.
They dare to attack me?
Boom, there's some 3 damage right there. Now notice how we did an initiative check as soon as combat was engaged. Mr. Stavington's at 8. Bowman's at 13 and 16, so there's 2 bowmen in here. Are these guys? Yeah. And then there's the assassin. He's got a 19. Ooh, he's going to be pissed. She's an 8 and a 7, so yeah, we're all subpar to them. So I need to get out of a line of sight with him ASAP. We've paused. The game automatically does that for me, so I like that. I am going to start putting his abilities in here. If I hadn't done this before I save, though. Let's open up a spell book. Just like I do for me, I want to have his offensive abilities for level 0 rocking right there. Undead, touch fatigue, daze, which is useless. He has light, and he has resistance, just a plus to your saves for a minute. Now, level 1, he has, as a sorcerer, the ability to cast any spell he's learned at level 1 multiple times. So I can do 4 of this, or 4 of that, 3 and 1, 2 and 2, however I want to do it per day. That's what I had. Well, technically 5. I've already used one. But he can spread them around, which is why sorcerers are the blaster casters compared to wizards. Even my low-level wizard / rogue character doesn't get access to lots and lots of spells. I can learn a bunch, but I only cast a number a day that's very low, which means I have to rely on other things. That's why wizards are slow build characters. Again, tactics for you guys that want to do this on hard difficulty. You can do a wizard. I've done a wizard at hard difficulty before. It sucks. You will not like it. Use safe scum. It's fine. You can build for it, and it can be okay, but you will rely on your team more than you should. Which is fine. That's what teams are for. But this is your starting team every time. So if a bard and a sorcerer isn't enough for you to survive long enough to get someone of merit, you're going to have a hard road to hoe, buddy. Just telling you. Alright, so he's backpedaling. I'm going to shrink down his book. Notice he has abilities. I'm going to take these ones off because we already have those slotted to the left. Notice he has abilities, and that every character gets. The ability to charge. The ability to fight defensively. You can choose to take a -4 penalty on melee attack rolls and combat maneuver checks to gain a +2 dodge bonus to your armor class. If you have 3 or more ranks of mobility, you gain a +3 to dodge bonus to armor class when fighting us defensively instead. So there's another way for you to get even higher. He's not going to use that. His mobility one, this allows you to basically move around without invoking tax of opportunity. Man, do they do that good in this game. So they will eat you alive. And I do not use demoralize. I do not use demoralize on any character. And maybe that's a mistake on my part. I don't care. But I'm not going to do it. So, he's backpedaling. And we'll probably do, let's just auto target, say Acid Splash. He does better with that than he will do with his bow. If I really feel like I need to, I'll magic missile the hell out of stuff. Lindsay. She has a spell book too, as a bard. Hers isn't as cool as ours, but it's there, and I might as well do the deed. She is non-combat oriented. Bards really don't have a whole lot going for them when it comes to spells for attacking. It's not that they're gimped. They have other things and attributes that make them better and worse than wizards and sorcerers. But you're not going to see cantrips that are melting the faces off the bad guys. We got Flare that basically will stun them. Dazzle, for 1 minute unless they make a fortitude save. And I still have to hit them with a ranged touch attack, which she takes a penalty to, firing into melee combat. I can do Touch Fatigue. That one is probably her best spell here for attacking these guys if she were to use a spell, not counting the ones that she has in level 1. The level 1 spell she has Ear-Piercing Scream, and she has Cure Light Wounds. Obviously, we're not going to cure their wounds because that would be dumb. I'm going to get rid of these ones here. She has her charge ability, just like everybody does. Her Demoralize Persuasion ability, which I'm not going to use. Their Fighting Defensively ability, which I probably won't use either. Her Acrobatics, which comes in handy. Now this one, that is her Team Support Inspired Courage ability. +1 to saving throws against fear and charm effects. +1 bonus to attack and weapon damage, and that goes up as she goes up in Bard level. So if I wanted to, for 13 rounds, I could turn this on per day and buff everyone in the big AoE for extra attack bonus and extra damage bonus, which will help these piss-ass characters of ours with weapons do some damn damage. Now, is that going to be enough? Probably not. She has Ear-Piercing Scream. Notice this spell. Fortitude is a partial saving throw. For this, she does 1d6 of sonic damage at range. Close range, no less. So you got to be kind of up there in it. The target is dazed for 1 round, and they take 1d6 of sonic damage per 2 caster levels. She's only level 1, so she does 1d6 of damage. A successful fortitude save negates the daze effect and has the damage. Minimum damage will be 1. So you'll at least hit for 1 point of damage. It's like auto hit is what I'm telling you here. The only difference for auto hit moves like this is just like the magic missile, which is auto hit. You can miss. Sort of. There are spells that will protect you from things. For instance, spell resistance can absorb the effect and you will totally just do no damage. You'd be like, why did I miss? You didn't really miss. You just didn't hit. It's kind of weird, but it's basically how that works. She has 2 castings of that, or 2 castings of Cure Light Wounds, or 1 of each. I'd rather she heal than she attack with a lame sauce attack, but if I really need to hit a target and potentially daze one, and we have 3 bad guys here, mind you, it might be necessary. Now these bowmen are already getting ready to swing, and they've already picked a target. Just because I hide behind the wall doesn't mean they're still not going to shoot and hit me. He could die before they even get around the corner. Let's find out. Okay, just letting you know how stuff works. Stuff that I just basically told you. Attacks of opportunity. This is important. So I'm going to read it word for word here, guys. Some actions performed close to an armed opponent can provoke an additional attack upon your character, even when it's not the opponent's turn. This includes you guys attacking. So we get attacks of opportunity, so do they. Such actions include, among other things, casting spells, attempting to move away from an opponent, and shooting ranged weapons. So now if I wanted to shoot my ranged spells or weapons at these guys, I might get screwed. What I'm going to do is melee them. That distracts him, and that does not allow them to do attacks of opportunity against these 2 guys. Hopefully. And I can down this guy, and then we can work on those dudes. Let's hope for the best. Dude, is there anything else I want to do? I got my armor up. You see, it's still got 56 minutes and change. I could buff, but then I miss my attack this round because I'm casting a spell, or in this case, a bard song performance. So this is where the decision making really falls into play. On hard difficulty, I might need that extra attack bonus. I might need that extra 1 point of damage guaranteed. Remember, they can't save and negate all the damage. They can cut it in half. Minimum damage then is 1. So if I roll 1, it still does 1. If I roll 6, it does 3. That might be enough to take out a guy. So this could be a good idea. It is auto hit. So do I use it? I'm going to let her swing her bow first. She's got a poor attack roll anyway. She's doing it in 7 seconds. And he's doing his in 1.9 seconds. I'm already up there in 0.3 seconds. He's ready to swing at me. I'll swing next, and we'll see how things play out from there. Let's unpause it. Nice. Oh, Assassin Bowman dealt damage to Tartuccio. Hit him for 4. See that? That was his roll. Damage roll 4, 2 piercing, and he did sneak attack damage. So 2 precision damage dealt due to sneak attack damage. So they did sneak attack. These are assassins after all. They're probably like me where they get sneak attack bonuses. Here's his roll. He attacked with an 18. He rolled a 15, and he had a modifier of 3, which means he probably has a dex bonus. Yeah, there it is. Dexterity plus 3. So that means they have 16 dex. Okay, like me, probably. So, actually, I think I'm 18. Yeah, not the point. So what this means, though, for you that are doing this turn by turn is this. You know that those archers, at least one of them, they're probably all the same, but the one that just shot at him has a dex bonus of plus 3. That means he has a plus 3 guaranteed to his armor class, more likely than not. His armor can impact that, but usually in a good way, not a bad way. So they at least have an armor class of 13, is what I'm telling you. Probably more, because they're wearing gear like leather armor, or padded armor, something of that sort. So they got 14, 15 maybe armor class. So I need to roll and have a modifier bonus of 15 or greater to hit them. That is not a 50-50 chance, guys. We're talking 15 out of 20, remember? So it's more of a 25% chance I'm going to hit them. That's with any of my characters. Now, how can I increase my chances? I could do ranged touch attacks. But again, I'm in combat. Attacks of opportunity happen. That could be bad. But the meleeer's dead. The bowman will probably stay at a distance and shoot at us. So I can stay at a distance and shoot at them too. The problem is Lindsay and Tartuccio really aren't the best even at range right now. So how do we do this? Tartuccio, my friend, I want you to step over here. Lindsay, my buddy, move to there. I am going to go into the doorway. That guy's
Can we retreat now?
This should do it.
like so.
Serves you right.
Tartuccio, I want you to help out more. Magic missile that guy, will you?
A
All the while I'm
calculated
gonna do
risk.
that.
This will hurt.
Okay, so it looks like I got another one. Lindsay deals 2 damage to Assassin Bowman. Good shot, Linz. She did 16, 4. Notice her attack bonus is 4. And here's how that worked. The reason that she was able to do this, they were not in melee. They were ranged attackers, right? So she doesn't have that -4 penalty. So she got a +4 because of her attack bonus. 3 from Dex, 1 from her size. She rolled a 14. She rolled a 16. Even with her modifiers, she had what she needed. Without her modifier, she had it. But if she had a -4 penalty, she still would have hit. Because she still rolled a 16. The -4 and the +4 would have negated each other. So she still would have hit the target. So that's not bad. These guys have a 14 armor class. 3 we know comes from their Dex. 1 then is coming from their armor. More likely than not, they're wearing padded armor. Yeah, says so right there. Padded armor +1. Yeah, look at that. We're using brains and stuff and cells. Okay, so she killed 1. I think. Yeah. And now, if you just highlight everybody and just say, shoot that bowman.
Let's try this way.
He's getting ready to shoot at Tartuccio. Let's see if Tartuccio wins his attack. Ooh, he got him.
Protect me now.
Ooh, Tartuccio got hit though. This is a good health and death scenario. How to heal, what do you do, ways to heal. But Tartuccio took it on the chin. But he only dealt 1 point of damage, so we got lucky. Normally they do like 10. So Tartuccio could have been dead a couple times over. In the harder difficulties, he probably would have been. But we are okay. He's wounded, but we don't care. It's Tartuccio, and he's a butt. We're moving on. Before we go into the other area, notice the dead body. There's nothing in this room that I have found. That's, again, not to say that there isn't. Again, my perception is not the best. I have a team. My team's perception is probably not the best. We should probably look at our characters just to take a look at their overall... where is their... There we go. Summary. My perception is +6. Lindsay's perception is +2. Tartuccio's perception is 2. So he's doing good on persuasion and use magic device and stealth, because that's probably his go-to abilities with him being the sorcerer that he is. Stealth, chaotic evil. She's chaotic good just like me. She's got to dig that. Her persuasion's good. Not as good as Tartuccio's, but still pretty high. Her use magic device is pretty high. Her knowledge is amazingly high for both of those. That's pretty sweet. Her athletics sucks balls. Her mobility's good. Perception is okay. Stealth is decent. So is her trickery. But my trickery is better, and that's important, because I need to get those experience for finding traps and picking locks and stuff, and that'll get me up to level 2 faster. Notice how I have 128 XP for her and Tartuccio, minus 512. I'm progressing ahead of them, and I'm cool with that. Gets me to level 2 faster than them. That means I might be able to do something useful at level 2. Now, Tartuccio's hurt.
Time's wasting.
We could heal him a variety of ways. We have spells, which are limited, and there's reasons for us not to want to use them, like Cure Light Wound. She could use that. There's a difficulty class associated with this, probably because it's a use magic device item, but her use magic device is pretty high. She's 7, I think, and she has a pretty good chance of activating it, but we could have a chance to fail. I don't want to fail. Well, what's a good way of not failing? You just give them a potion they drink. It's the same damn thing, and anyone can use them. And if anything, it lightens our load 2.5 pounds for the 5 of them. That means half a pound a piece. That's a heavy damn potion. Her scroll weighs 0.2 pounds, so the potion's way more. It's better to use the potion. So we do this, highlight it, right click it. We can either equip it, we can use it, we can split them, we can drop them, or we can get info on them. So let's just use it once. Boom. Wow, that was nice. He got a full 9 out of that. That's the highest roll he could have rolled. It's technically considered caster level 1, so it does 1d8 plus 1 healing. So he did an 8 roll and a plus 1 added to it. So he did the full 9. Nice. Now I am down a hit point. I don't care. I'm not particularly worried about it. Lindsay is rocking the best chain shirt she can. Leather armor. This padded armor is kind of crap, and it's weighing us down. You see how we're down here? And we're already at penalty. We're more likely to go fatigue if we keep dragging this much crap around with us. So let's drop them now and pull it under. Tartuccio doesn't need any of this stuff. She doesn't need any of this stuff. I suppose I could equip more things, so we don't have to worry about it. But there's no real need to. Usually we heal after combat. Drinking these things in combat's a bad idea. Unless you have no choice. And in that case, if you're going to drink it, drink the good one. That's usually the way I do that. Alright. Now, moving on. You see the +9 kick up there as he basically healing because we were paused. Blood spatter. That's a good sign. Let's go that way.
As it should be.
Alright, we have a dead body that loot for a coin. We got coins and an empty notebook. This is usually just sell items. You'll see stuff that we can read and stuff, but by and large, they're usually just sell items. We're just gonna collect all. Yeah, they just got it looking. They beat the shit out of those two. Another door over here. Dead body, dead body. Nothing I can loot except for this. Hide armor and a heavy mace. Well, let's take a look at that heavy mace, shall we? 1d8 damage. Simple proficiency. Is heavy mace considered a light weapon? For weapon finesse needs. That's what I'm talking about. Let's take a look. The way to check that is, you see I'm at +4 with my short sword, and I know I'm getting that benefit from my dex. If I switch to here, yeah, it goes down. +1 is because my strength is higher. So I would swing less likely. I would do more damage, 2 to 9 versus 2 to 7, but I'm more likely to hit with the 2 to 7. So we will go and equip that. Resort. Lindsay could use it. She's just as likely to hit with that as the mace, right? 0 versus 0. She does at least more damage with the mace. We might as well let her keep it. If someone else comes along better, and I know there is, we'll give it to them. But that's good enough for now. Alright. Come outside here. Come on. Follow the light path. Boom. More dead bodies. Stuff to light up with a tab button. We have some goods here. Some food. Cooking book. Edible moss. Fowl. Butter. Over here we have trout. And a puppy. Hello, little doggy. You're so cute.
In due time.
There's nothing we can kick off of the bodies. Come this way. Oop. Loot. Silver ring. Gold coins. Thank you. Alright, now. Quickly.
Focus on the goal.
I'm meleeing. She's... I don't want her to melee. I want her to range still. What was that?
I always have a second plan.
Always going to acid splash. If you tell him otherwise. Let's go inside. Oh my god! Oh, it's a
It's
Miri.
the end for you rats! Hey!
Alright, they did not pause because we are not in combat. I paused it myself by pressing the spacebar. She's red because she's raging as a barbarian. She will do that. She's giving herself a buff. Her armor class gets nerfed and her damage output and I think attack chances like huge. She'll start beating the hell out of these guys more likely than not. Doesn't mean she doesn't need help. Remember, she's level 1 just like we are. So we need to join her. And I'm going to position myself like so. I'll be here and Tartuccio and Lindsay will be behind me. Remember, they're the range attackers. These guys are going to be engaged in melee with her, so their ranged shooting is going to suck.
Our victory
Notice
is
how it
certain.
pauses once we get within range. Need to make sure I'm facing them again. I can shoot. That guy.
This should do it.
Notice I'm locked on the jolt maneuver. And remember, I don't have that penalty that they have. Lindsay, why don't you shoot that
You
one?
deserved it.
Tartuccio.
Any last wishes? This is where I step in. Serves you right.
Oh yeah. Missed, but you died anyway. Shit, she's pissed.
You. Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down.
You will not. Probably.
Blood for Gorum!
Swinging her bloody sword, she runs toward the sound of battle.
Barbarians.
Tartuccio hates everybody.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
Me too, sweet pea.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such heroes.
Anyway, you can go look at the icon over here. The heavy grate is securely locked. Kind of useless information, but they give it to you anyway. Loot some bodies. Alright, we're going to take it all. When these things start getting heavy again, we'll start dumping all them daggers we don't need. What we got in here? She ran that way. There they are, the assassins! Yes, point at the assassins that outnumber you 2-1, you dinkus. This is your last chance. You guys are cute and just adorable. So generous. I'm afraid I can't offer you the same courtesy. Hey, you ugly mug. Get down. What the hell? Oh, just walked over your dude. Incinerated those guys with some ice giantness. Badass, dude. Badass. Look at the side of them feet. Bet the chicks dig you. Well, alright. Oh, hell. He just broke the building. We'll cautiously enter the ring. Because it looks like they exited it. We killed that guy. Thanks, fellas. Taking it all.
Follow my lead.
What we got here? More dead bodies. Taking all that. Ooh, I saw a shield in that mess. Alright. What we got over here? Icon says, this passage is blocked. You don't say, you can't make it through this way. Well, alright. Well, I think this is probably a good place for us to stop. But first, let's take a look at our inventory. You see, Lindsay, she has this wonderful light shield. So even though she sucks at melee, she's now at 19. If I were to cast that on her, the mage armor, she would be at 23 for armor. She'd actually beat me by 4 points. That's almost tempting. She still sucks at swinging. There ain't a whole lot I can do about that. I could buff her with her own little singing spell. That'd give her a +1 to that alone. But she would be an immortal god, though, in this difficulty at 23 armor class, more likely than not. But at 19, she's still rocking it pretty good. Tartuccio can suck it, so I don't care about him. He can die for all I give a damn. As long as I use up all his spells, I'm happy. Oh, Lindsay, though, has a club. Or I do. And I'm going to equip it because... Wow, that's not a weapon finesse ability? You're kidding. I take that back. Well, I'll leave it just in the off chance I need to do blunt damage. Remember, this game has slashing, blunt, and piercing. All 3 damage types, physical damage types. Could be important if we come across something that's, oh, they're resistant to that. Well, time to bust out this. You know, we're fighting skeletons. I've got a feeling clubs are going to work, maces are going to work. Piercing's probably not going to do a whole lot. Slashing might do minimal damage. If we're fighting zombies, you know, slashing, hacking them up might be the way to go. So keep a slashing weapon handy. That's why I'm doing that. She does not have anything else that she needs, right? She has leather armor. Her chain shirt's better. Padded armor, I'm just going to drop it now. Remember, we're going to keep that low. We're going to drop that one as well. And we're going to drop this hide armor because it's garbage. And then we're going to do price descending again. And we are still at a penalty. Alright, time to drop some daggers. No penalty. Okay, we're good. Notice how we have a long bow, a short bow. She can use the short bow, she can't use the long bow. I can't use the long bow and short bow. She has long swords. Can she use a long sword? She can. 1-8 versus 1d6. Does more damage. Or did it? No. Huh. Why is she? Oh, because she's small. Derp. Notice how her 1d6 slashing when it is a 1d8 weapon. She takes a penalty because of her small size. This one's just as good. It says 1d8 here. It says 1d6 here. If I take it off, it's 1d8 again. So it's just the same. She does bludgeoning versus slashing. Might as well let her keep the mace then. Okay, and I can't use it. What about Tartuccio? He can't use any of the good stuff. Oh, and there's a spear here. 1d8 piercing. Has a 2-foot range. I could use it, but I'm fairly certain I don't get the bonus. Yeah, 1. Use that. Alright. Alright, we're doing like that. I got blunt, I got fire, I got slashing, I got piercing. Everyone's reasonably healthy. From there,
Ready for anything.
I want to make sure I have some light up so I can see pretty stuff. Alright, that will last me for 10 minutes. I still have 50 minutes of mage armor left, so I think it's time for our save. And we will say good night. Alright, game has been saved. With that, my name is Brothermutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think so far. We're actually finally getting into it, so I'm having fun. So this should be our second video, if I'm not mistaken. If I edit it out properly. With that, I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.